During my free time, I usually draw. So apart from tattooing, I recently opened up my works to commission-based works. So currently I have 2 commission-based works in progress. As drawing helps me feel less stressed, and it's quite stress relieving and calming, especially when you're sitting at a certain spot for a while and just like doing the same motion. It kind of like calms me down. So this book is mainly when I was still apprenticing. So these were the designs I drew up during my apprenticeship days, and all of them were tattooed as well. So usually the medium I use is ballpoint pens because they are very closely related to how we shade our tattoos. I'm Maxine, I'm 19 this year, and I'm currently working at ironfisttattoo parlor. I actually wanted to be an art teacher and something more related to freelance. I was very inclined to art when I was in secondary school, so I took up art in Sec 3 and progressed to Sec 4. I took my O-level arts and I actually applied for a LaSalle interview and I got through. However, when I was thinking about it, like I wanted to try something else based more on taking risks and nothing so routine. So I actually thought of the aspect of being a tattoo artist. Iron Fist is a tattoo parlor where we concentrate more on the comfort of the clients. Another important condition that we have to uphold to is the sanitation of the place. So every week we have a cleaning day just to keep the studio clean and sanitized. So we have to alcohol and sanitize everything before we actually start a session. So sanitation is very important. So I met Khai, who is the owner of Iron Fist, and from there he asked me to come down for an interview so we could vibe each other out and just get to know each other better before I actually joined and started my apprenticeship.
I stumbled upon Maxine 2 years ago actually when she asked me for apprenticeship, but then I didn't take her in because I was still teaching Myles. It was only when we moved from Joo Chiat Road to Northbridge then I asked her. But then she refused my offer because she was going to school. But the very next day she said yes, she was not going to school, and so she joined my team.
So the first time I met Maxine was when she came into the studio, our old studio at Northbridge Road. And, she came by for like a little interview to see whether like it was a good fit. And that's the first time I met her. My first impression of her was that at first she was very quiet, because I understand it can be a bit intimidating and stuff. So yeah, but so when I saw artwork also, I was quite blown away that she used to paint like a lot last time. Yeah, so I was really impressed by her painting last time.
My style is solely based on botanicals, and because my work I'm concentrating it on being more feminine, so most of my audience are directed at females more than males. For females, I usually design more stuff that don't have bow lines, because with bow lines it kind of makes the overall piece very bold and very illustrative. So it's very important that if I want it to look feminine, it has to look very soft. When the piece is on the body, it looks very natural, like it's on the skin, like it's like a birthmark. instead of something that is like very sticker looking like. It kind of contributes to the kind of look I'm going for, which is very subtle, very feminine. Although botanicals are my favorite, it is also very important that you master your style in different kind of subjects, because there's only so much you can do when you do a certain subject. So to push myself to get different kind of clients as well is to always do different subjects.
My tattooing style is usually black and grey and whip shading with really dark tones and a darker outline compared to Maxine's kind of work. My work and Maxine's work is almost very similar, just that I usually have a darker outline with darker hues to the black and grey, whereas hers is very soft and feminine.
What I like about her style is that like she always knows where to put like the light shades and where to put the dark shades. Yeah.
I get my inspirations from usually going to the nursery, as I buy flowers for my studio every week. So every week I usually bring in different flowers so that at the same time I can take reference images from them. So usually I take pictures of the flowers that I buy, so that next time in the future, let's say my client wants a certain flower, I could always take reference from the pictures I took in the past.
Maxine's best work would be the recent full sleeve she did on a barista. It consists of like plants and leaves on the sleeve, and then it was pretty awesome because it's totally different from what she do on a daily basis. The tattoo just consists of like bold lines and thin lines, and it's really new to her, I guess. So that's what's pretty awesome.
Currently, there are definitely male dominancy over the industry. However, there are definitely way more female artists that are becoming apprentices now. And it's nice to see that there are more females, because they can also focus on the feminine aspect of tattoos. But it's definitely a better balance when there are both, so that clients have more choices and it's more versatile on the style as well. Yes, I would consider myself as a workaholic. I usually work every day. So the official timing is 1 to 8, but sometimes I take half days because I'm quite paranoid when I don't work as much, because I'm only supporting myself. I support my mom as well. So I give her allowance every month, and I have to pay my own house rent. I have to pay my phone bills. I have to pay like electricity bills as well. So I have to work, and at the same time it's nice because although I know that I have to work, I enjoy doing my work. My parents are actually very open to my choice of my line of work. They're actually very supportive of my work because they are parents that believe in doing what I love. In the past, I brought it up that I wanted to be a tattoo artist because there was still stigma that my parents had based on being a tattoo artist in Singapore, because it's not a very stable job, and it's really based on your discipline in getting your source of income.
I admire how mature she is, like for her age, or like in general, I guess, and her work ethic. Like she's like super hardworking. Like she's always like the last one to leave the shop, yeah, and she works like every day. She has like maybe 2-3 appointments every day. You know, it's not easy to keep up like such a high frequency.
I would say Maxine is a passionate, loving, caring, hardworking, extremely talented individual, and is a good additional to my team. And she makes people feel really comfortable, given that she's a young person and she's a girl. And with that, she pushes everybody in the studio, because given that she is pretty much the youngest tattooer here and the most like well-known, it's like really challenging us, which is good. I hope Iron Fist has been doing great, because since we're still so young, only 3 years, but we've been recognized, we've been featured on social media, on a lot of stuff. I guess now both people and artists are starting to recognize Iron Fist as a parlor.
Do I think that passion plays an important role? Yeah, I do. I think it's a very big part of it, because like it always shows, like when you put your heart and soul into something.
You will always have that drive that keeps you going to learn a certain line of work. So most of my colleagues don't come from an art background, but they work hard enough to get to where they are. So passion is definitely very important. So it's very important to always find a job or even something that you really would incline yourself towards more, so that you can be successful at it. Yeah.
The meaning of Iron Fist is to exercise power ruthlessly, but then I practice it in an opposite way, in a way that I approach both my clients and my team members with comfort, loving, and with my passion.
Never really quiet unless like we all are like really focused, but if not, we just all making jokes, and we have like a lot of friends that come by also. So like yeah, it's good times. Yeah.
I definitely see my colleagues as family because I come in almost every day and I see them every day. So it's very important that we all don't have any issues with each other. So usually we are very straightforward with each other, especially when we have problems. When I have problems, the only people I talk to are usually my colleagues or Khai. And it's nice because I don't really see my mom or my parents very often, and I usually don't see my friends as often as well. I'm closest to Khai because he's not only my boss, but he's my partner as well. We live together, so most of the time I see him the most. So I see him at work and I see him at home. So he's the person I hang out the most with. So he's the person that I would talk to the most as well, especially since he understands me the most.
I'm closest to everybody, but I would say I'm closest to Maxine the most because she is also my life partner. And with having my life partner working with me, it's nice because we push ourselves not only at work but at home as well. In a sense, when we're at work, we are colleagues, but when at home, we discuss about ideas, about how to improve the team, how to improve ourselves. So it's nice to have someone push you in terms of living life.
They always provide me constructive criticism, even if it's work or even if it's your personal life. So the only people that usually revolve around my life would be my colleagues.
I see them more often than I see my own family actually. So I do have their best intentions, and I really do hope they succeed in this industry and in life.
In the future, let's say if you were to get a job that you don't really look forward to going every day, it won't make your life very interesting in the sense where when you come to work, you don't look forward to your day. The important thing of being successful is always doing what you love, so you can excel and push yourself further. So my first tattoo was when I was 17. So it's my knuckles, which was quite a bad idea. They actually say kindness. So I always like to be kind to people and like always like treat them nice. It's my snake, which was my most expensive tattoo I ever had. This one it's wrought in pieces, which is from an M&M song. So like all of us have this quote on us, so it's kind of like a team tattoo. This one is the Sacred Heart, which is the Lady of Sorrow Sacred Heart. Sorry, mom's outside. Yeah, so the Lady of Sorrow Sacred Heart has 7 knives, and it always comes with a flame at the